Hi there, I'm filming this video today on my MacBook, so hopefully it has better quality than when I previously used my little Canon camera. The Canon is small, it doesn't let me see what I'm filming, and it caps out at 10 minutes. I don't know why, but at 10 minutes it just shuts off. So anyways, I'm using my MacBook now. I'm using the photo booth program in it, and I can see myself. Which is a little bit different. Hopefully I'll keep better eye contact this time because I realized in my last videos I kind of rolled my eyes a lot and looked up a lot. And I'll try to have better eye contact. Anyway, so I wanted to film this video about some of my favorite restaurants in Santa Barbara. I've lived here now for 5 years, but I also went to college here. So previously I lived here for 4 years, left for 1 year, and lived at home and did some temp positions and then received my current position. So I've been here, 5 years consecutively, however, combined, cumulatively 9 years. I'm not I don't know if I'd call myself a local or not because I wasn't born here, but I have lived here for a while, and I really enjoy living in this town, although it's super expensive. Anyway, so favorite places. All right, I categorize them. So French bakery, Renauds, hands down, the best croissants. They just are amazing. They're really good. Everyone who goes there likes it. If I tell a friend about it and they go, then they're like, oh my gosh, it is so yummy. I think their most famous item are their almond croissants. And I've never had a croissant like that before I went to Renauds. I've always had like the kind of doughy ones like from Costco. Excuse me, they're nothing special. But at Renauds, they're crispy on the outside, usually warm on the inside. They have all this almond and like other stuff glazed on the outside. So the almond ones are good, but I'm not really super into them anymore. Right now I really like the chocolate ones, which have a different name. I think they're called pain chocolate. I don't know how to say it the French way, so I just do my best. Anyways, usually when you order, you can just like point things out or say, I'd like the chocolate one, and they know what you're referring to. So the chocolate croissant is really good there. I like the raisin roll. So it's like a circular thing, kind of like a snail, and then it has golden raisins inside of it, and that one's really good. Those are my two favorites, but I also like, they have a square-shaped one. It has a fruit in the middle. What is that called? I don't know. I can't remember. It's this like peach-colored fruit, and I like that pastry a lot because it has crumbles of this like white stuff that's really sweet on the outside of it, and that makes it really good. So they have lots of croissants. They also have some breads. And then at the bottom of their display case, they have all these fancy cakes. And they also have macaroons, which are all right. I'm not that into them. They do have really good peanut butter cookies, though. So I would recommend getting a peanut butter cookie and saving it for the evening with a glass of milk and enjoy it because they just have really good cookies. So anyways, the Renauds in town is located off of the Las Positas exit. At the Loretto Shopping Plaza. However, my tricky little trick, in order to avoid the lines at Renauds, because there's often a lot of like older people ordering sandwiches and taking forever to place their order, and all I want are items from the pastry case. I just go over to the Gelson's, which is a grocery store right next door. You could just walk right there. They have a Renauds counter inside of the Gelson's, and usually it's less busy, and I can just get my pastry items and zoom in and zoom out. So it saves time if you only want pastries to go to the Renauds. So, or excuse me, the Gelson's, which has a Renauds inside of it. And it's in the same shopping center, super close. So anyways, that's my favorite place to get croissants. Sometimes on the weekends I love to go there and pick up a couple for myself and then eat it throughout the day. Ice cream. McConnells is, I'd say, the best ice cream in the area. They have well, they sell pints at the grocery stores around here. It can be kind of tricky to find, though. But they also have a shop on Mission Street. So you take the Mission exit, and then it's a pretty small shop, and it's owned by people who are not affiliated with McConnells. The owner is Bob Moss. I think that's his name, and then his wife. And I like that location. I think the prices, they're kind of pricey, but, it's fancy ice cream that's very creamy. And that's my favorite place to get McConnells. There is a location that opened up on State Street this year that is owned by the McConnells company, but their prices are more expensive, and I didn't have a great experience when I went there my first time. The employee was not very clean with washing his hands. So anyways, I just go to the one on Mission. And my favorite ice cream flavor there is definitely the cookie dough. They make an amazing cookie dough. And they can pack a pint for you to go. It's almost $8, so it is pricey. But it's a good treat. You know, if you don't buy it all the time, it's just once in a while. It's tasty. So, yeah, McConnell's ice cream is the best in the area. Now, for Mexican, I really like this place called Los Agaves. It also has 2 locations, kind of like McConnell's, but both locations are owned by, you know, the same people. So the first location that they have is on Milpas Street. I don't really like Milpas. It's not a great neighborhood. I don't like driving around there. So they opened up a new location on De La Vina, which is an area I'd prefer to go to. So you can also get there by exiting off of Las Positas. Anyways, they have really good Mexican food, and they have a salsa bar. The only thing I've ordered from there that I keep going back for are their chicken chimichangas. I used to love chimichangas when my family lived up in Benicia, a small town in the East Bay area, and yeah, I really like their chimichanga. So it's like a fried burrito, basically. It's very unhealthy, very bad for you. But what does it have in it? So it has chicken, rice, cheese, beans. Is there anything else in it? I want to say that's it, but then it's fried. It's kind of hefty. I don't know how to size it, but it's a big guy, so I eat half and then save the other half like for dinner or for the next day to heat up. And then along the side they serve some guacamole, not much. And then they put all this lettuce next to it, and I don't like it. I don't want my guacamole contaminated with lettuce. And then some sour cream, and then rice, which is really good. They have really good rice there. So I like Los Agaves. It always gets really good reviews here in town. There is another Mexican place that's off of Milpas, and it's the place that Julia Child recommended, so now a lot of tourists visit it. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a green shack, basically, and the top of it has these little zigzag lines. It's very, you know, well known when people think of Mexican food in Santa Barbara, but in my experience, it's not really worth it. I do like that they make their own tortillas, which is really the best part to me, but I don't think it's worth going there and fighting for parking in that part of town and then like waiting in the line forever. And it's not like a very nice space either. You can sit out back in their plastic furniture. They have like a single bathroom. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't judge it based on this space, but I kind of do. You know, I want like a nice space like that's mostly indoors and covered seating and just, well, they have covered seating. Anyways, I don't like that place all that much. I prefer Los Agaves myself, and I think a lot of local people do as well. Okay, for sandwiches, I really love to get the hot sandwiches at Metropulos Fine Foods, which is on Yananoli Street. It's off of Garden, but it's only one exit away from the zoo. So sometimes if I go to the zoo, the Santa Barbara Zoo, then afterwards for lunch, I'll just take, I think it's Carrillo, and then I turn onto Garden and then Yananoli, and I get to Metropulos Fine Foods. Anyways, I don't know if I call it a smallish place. It is kind of small, actually. They sell really nice pastas and, like, oils, all kinds of fancy stuff that, like, I would never cook with, but I don't like to cook anyway. So, lots of nice, like, gourmet food items that you can purchase. And then they also have their sandwich area. So they can make cold or hot sandwiches. I prefer the hot sandwiches. There's one called the Little Piggy or This Little Piggy. It has it has like bacon and ham, and it has an aioli sauce on it that is really good too. That's just my favorite sandwich there. I've tried some other ones, but I keep going back to This Little Piggy because it's the best one, in my opinion. Yeah, and then they also have really good cookies that they serve. It's self-serve, so you just go up with a little tissue and help yourself. The one I like is called the Murray Sea Salt. What is it? It's like brown sugar button cookie. It's like a super long name, but it's really good. I love brown butter sea salt cookies. There's a place that makes them up near Cayucos or something, which is up north from here. But they're really expensive for their tiny little cookies, so I prefer to if they have them in stock, buy the ones at Metropulos Fine Foods. They do tend to sell out of it because I think it's a popular flavor. So if I go there and they have a few, then I'll buy a few and I'll save them for myself. Just put them in a Ziploc baggie and eat them over the next few days. So those are really good cookies. Oh, that reminds me, they do sell some cheeses at Metropulos, but it's not the largest selection. For the best selection of cheeses in town, I would go to a place called Zest Cheese. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it incorrectly because people at work correct me, but it's like a C''EST cheese. It's downtown. Is it on Santa Barbara Street? It's a one-way street, so sometimes parking is a little bit obnoxious. We have a lot of one-way streets downtown, and I can't stand it. Anyway, Zest Cheese definitely has the best selection for cheeses. They also sell salamis and some other items off to the side, like jams. There's a jelly I like. It's called, I think, Mama's Jelly. It's by a local woman, and it's a really good jelly. So, anyways, if you want to go to a nice cheese shop, they also sell bread from a local bakery. What bakery is it? I think it's a bakery that used to be right next door. But then Zest Cheese bought that location because they're expanding and they're going to do more lunch items. So I think that's the bakery. I don't really like D'Angelo's bakery that much. I prefer this other bakery that used to be right next to Zest Cheese. I'm getting my food places all mixed up talking about so much food today. By the way, I'm wearing this like dinosaur shirt. It's Hello Kitty dressed up as a dinosaur. So in case you can see the bits of pink and you're wondering, what is that? That's what it is. Alright, so Sushi Arigato, hands down, is the best sushi. It's on State Street. They're closed for lunch, I'm pretty sure. They're only open for dinner. I think they open around 5, and they don't take reservations. So it's a bit of a pain. I think it'd be nice if they were open for lunch and if they took reservations. But they don't. So usually I think people get there, you kind of put your name on a list, you maybe go get a drink somewhere nearby or just hang out, and then you come back when they call you and you have a table. So they have really great sushi. It's very fresh. It's just the best quality. Nothing else in town compares, in my opinion. And my favorite rolls there are the Fiesta roll, which is it's a tradition. It's like one of those cut rolls covered in seaweed. It's not a hand roll, and it has this spicy sauce, but it's not too spicy because I get really sick sometimes with spicy foods. But the Fiesta roll isn't too spicy, so that's good. And then I get the California hand roll. So the hand roll basically means you still have seaweed, but it's like a mini ice cream cone. That's what I think of it. They serve it to you in this little container with a couple holes in case you have more hand rolls, but then you just pick it up like a little baby ice cream cone and then you just chomp into it, and it's really good. And again, it's very fresh. It's high quality. I basically only stick to those safer items there. I haven't tried. Well, actually, you know what? I once went on a date and with a guy there, and what did I try? I think it was uni, UNI, which is really gross. Ugh. I got sick later on that evening. I don't know if it's due to that, but he got like raw sushi, which is I think a little bit probably more authentic when you actually get like tuna and stuff like that. I think, is it called nigiri or Nigri? Where it's just like the fish and then the rice underneath, and sometimes it's wrapped. It's like wrapped and held in one place. I don't really do that. I usually get with the rolled things. Anyways, Arigato is very great for sushi. In terms of nice, fancy restaurants, like if you have an occasion to celebrate and, you've got some money for a nice meal, then my two favorite places for that are Downeys and Olio E Limone. Downeys is, I don't know how to characterize it. If it's more like I don't think I'd call it American food. It's not like barbecue or anything like that. But the owners are very nice. They're very accommodating. Anything you want, anything you need, they'll do it for you. I went there once for, it was either a 6-month anniversary or 1-year anniversary with an ex, and it was just so nice. They left the best impression on me. It's definitely a nice restaurant with like kind of older people. You probably don't see that many people in their 20s there. It's just great. It's a really good restaurant. When I went, we stuck to the menu. What do you call it? Where it's just that one menu, and then it has like pre-selected. I call it a price fix. Prix. E, and then Fix is F-I-X-E. I'm sure I'm butchering how to say these things, but whatever. I think you know what I mean. Anyways, it's a menu of items that the chef selected for a set price. So usually that tends to be a bit of a cheaper way to eat at nicer restaurants when they say, like, you can have the price fixed menu for $50 per person. Not including wine, of course. That's just for the food. So we got an appetizer, entree, and then dessert. And I think you could get coffee at the end, but I don't really like coffee that much. You know, hot coffee. I only like white mochas. Well, hot or blended white mochas. Anyways. Yeah, Downeys was great. I think that's a very nice restaurant for a special occasion. Olio E Limone is nice. It's an Italian. It's Italian, right? Yeah, of course, pasta, all that kind of stuff. And based off the name, yes, I would call that Italian. It's nice. The waiters there, they memorize the menu and tell you it. They don't, like, when I went there the first time, they told me the menu. I think another time I went and they may have given me a physical menu. But anyways, they have good service, really great food. I think you'd like anything you try there. Yeah, good for a fancy restaurant. Okay, I'm almost done. This is kind of a long video. So, for chocolate, oh boy, this is my favorite. Chocolate Maya is the best chocolate place in town. If you're someone who's like used to C's like I used to be, which is just, you know, it's alright. It's not the best. It's okay. Then Chocolate Maya is just amazing. It's made by the owner, Maya. I think she's Swiss. Anyway, she tours different countries and checks out the origins of all the chocolate that she buys. So it's all very like fair trade and high quality. Anyways, yeah, she changes the chocolates throughout the year, so sometimes it'll change. Right now, she doesn't have my favorite little cinnamon-covered chocolate, which really bums me out, but it's okay. I'll come back and I'll get it. My whole family likes their chocolate. I've got stuff for my mom, my sister, and then recently my dad, and they all like it. It's just very nice. It's, you know, something that you savor and enjoy. You don't just stuff a whole bunch into your mouth like you might with some other types of chocolate. This is just something you really just enjoy it. Yep, so Chocolate Maya is my favorite. Now, places I want to try that I haven't been to that weren't included on this list include Bouchon, which is a very fancy French restaurant. I don't know if I'd like it, though, because I don't know about French food sometimes. I'm not too sure about that. I'm open to trying it, but I don't know if I'll like it. And I'd also like to go to Julienne, Julienne. It's a nice restaurant here in town. I went to Seagrass once, but it was on a kind of awkward date, so I don't think we got much food or were really able to enjoy it, so I would like to give Seagrass another chance. And Jane. I mostly want to go to Jane to try their coconut cake. That's what I've heard so much about, and I'm not a coconut fan, but I'll try it, you know. So anyways, those are some of my favorite places in town. I have tried it, you know, a fair amount of restaurants, maybe not some of the newer ones, especially because I get nervous going out to eat at restaurants. I do prefer to just go somewhere, pick up food, and take it to go. Just so you know, that's kind of my preference, and it kind of relates to anxiety and also sometimes my budget. You know, I don't have the budget to go eat at Bouchon. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you come to town, then maybe you can hit up some of those places and enjoy some of the food.